Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're at. It's your old pal Grumps. Uh, yeah, I figure I better talk about some things that happened on Thursday. As you can see from the quote up there from Aristotle, yeah, I went there. Anybody can become angry. That is easy. But to be angry with the right person and to the right degree and to the right time and for the right purpose and in the right way, that is not within everybody's power. That is not easy. Hey, John, how you doing? Um, I know a lot of people have seen the VOD from Thursday and probably just jumped to the part where I just blew up, you know? Uh, and they got to witness me getting angry, which I still don't regret, by the way. I won't apologize for. I believe when you have very strong emotions like anger, you need to let it out, or find a way to use that energy in a positive way. Okay, cool, John. No problem, man. But um, I just kind of just let all. I'll be honest about it. It was not necessarily about Face Connect. Okay, it's about the constant what I feel was what was happening being disrespected in my own chat when I said don't talk about something. I don't want to talk about it. You need my chat just kept on going. Kept on bringing up the Face Connect. It's like I don't want to talk about this. This is not what this is about. This stream is about relax, have fun, and you guys bringing up this stuff, which I understand it was something very recent, all that. I kind of understand why it happened, but I also understand the fact that this is my channel. And if I said stop, I expect everybody to stop. It's I wanted to do something last Thursday. I felt that, would be good. Show a bunch of jelly clips, just that, laugh, supporter, all that stuff. And it turned into something ugly. One second. And in turn, I felt disrespected because I did put, there's rules, by the way. There is rules. Okay, in my description here. Be respectful. That's not, be respectful just doesn't mean to other content creators. It means to me. Be respectful to me. If I say I don't want to talk about something, respect that. Just respect it. And the other rules was don't bring up other VTubers unless I do. Well, that happens quite frequently. Typically, it doesn't bother me. All right. If I say I don't want to talk about something, usually people back off. If I say I'm not going to talk about that now, I'll talk about it later. No, I'll just leave it there. Don't keep on bringing up stuff. And like there will start being a rule when I do a certain type of stream, there will be a rule saying no drama. That means just don't bring up anything. Like the feel good streams. All right. There will be no drama allowed on the feel good stream. If you want to come and talk about drama and you see that rule up, see me pin that note up there, no drama, that means no fucking drama. So when all the things I said Thursday, and I listened back to it just to double check how I felt about it, I don't regret any of it. Be honest with you, I don't regret any of it. And I don't feel a need to apologize for anything I said. Was I a little bit, was I angry? Yeah. It's because a lot of things is built up. I mean, I'm only human, and things get to me, and it wasn't just Face Connect, by the way. It just wasn't Face Connect. It's a culmination of things I constantly see on that website you see up there that pops into my timeline, and it's like, dude, just let this shit go. You know, to bring in the VTubing community, what's going on right now, as the best way I could put it in maybe terms that people can understand. They're going through the adolescence phase where everybody wants to fight. Something minor happens and everybody just latches onto that, and it becomes a rallying call, either against a VTuber or a VTubing company or whatever. And quite frankly, I'm kind of like looking at all this shit going on and kind of beating my head against the wall, because I'm like, oh, this is nothing fucking important, people. There's a lot worse things going on. Not out beyond the VTubing community that you should be more concerned about than other than what this person said about this. It's like, so they said that. It's like, who cares? It's just their opinion. All right? Maybe that is not an informed opinion. It's just their opinion. Okay? Yeah, I agree with that, John. I agree with that. And I don't regret posting like the comments I've seen on Twitter. I don't regret saying that being a badass on Twitter don't mean shit. It's easy to be a badass on Twitter. No, it's not easy. Taking action. You don't get anywhere on Twitter. You know, people are going to point to Face Connect. You know, there's a countermeasure to that. And if you look at their description on last Thursday's stream, you see a link. That is the countermeasure. That's you talking directly to the company. It's like if you have problems with Hololive, there's a way to contact Hololive or Cover Corp, and you can let your feelings be known. The trick is you gotta have to be respectful, and I said professionally respectful in those messages. You don't go on there and act like you're on fucking Twitter. To be honest with you, it won't be effective. I think that is the most powerful way to send a message to a company. If just one person does it and no action happens, at least you tried. No, you chose the most effective way to do things. Okay, but to sit there and like post shit on Twitter, rage bait people, all that shit, well, that's not very effective. Because people just eventually will fucking ignore you, block you, mute you. And some people see that as a badge of honor. And I see that it's like that person just told you to fuck off. Okay? That person just told you to fuck off. And they don't have, and here's the thing. You listen to a response, you got blocked. Guess what? You can't listen to another response from them. You can't have a discussion with them anymore. I think only one person on Twitter has me blocked. And we never interacted with you. He just didn't like a video I did or a stream I did. It was just more Kazahan. That's fine. I don't give a flying fuck. Yeah, I posted about that. He blocked me. What did I say? No, I didn't really say anything mean, to be honest with you. I call him a sloth tuber. But he's been called worse. To be honest with you, he's been called a lot worse. But I called him a sloth tuber. And he blocked me, which is, no, fine. Okay. Am I supposed to be upset about that? We never had any interactions. We weren't like friends or anything like that, or colleagues for that matter. But some people just can't deal with criticism. All right. I don't have a problem with criticism unless, as long as you do it respectfully. If you come, it's like I tell the story, like one of the criticisms I got, someone posted in the comments, "I hate your voice," and my response is, "So do I. I hate my voice too." It's not. That's not an insult. That's just fact. Okay. I think Twitter gets immediate reaction, which some people crave, while people going through official channels may not know if they're hearing it all, heard it all. Yeah, that's the thing. Okay, but going through official channels is going to be a lot more effective. Listen, companies are not going to react to one message, email, going through official channels, but they will react if those emails get up into tens of thousands. That would get noticed. All right. Using company emails to talk directly with the company is a lot more effective than Twitter posts. Because you know what companies can also do? Face Connect could have gone a different route. Just block people. Oh, well, fine, you fucking hate us. It's good. Block. They could have done that too. No, which would probably have been a better method, to be honest with you. Just block them. It's like, fuck off. You never liked us. You don't like us. You never liked us. Why the fuck are we going to listen to you? Okay, that would have been a much better response, right? But no, they did what they had to do to keep sponsors and all that stuff. I think it was a business decision, to be honest with you. I don't think it was jelly bad type shit. They made a statement to keep sponsors because they still think it's 2024. Don't realize it's 2026 when people's feelings have changed about these subjects or how these reactions to things. But in turn, the repercussions of that is the reaction of people on Twitter and not going through official channels. You get the backlash. I'm not saying it's not justified. I'm not saying that being angry or upset at what happens. I'm not just talking about Face Connect. I'm also talking about any kind of VTuber drama that's ever happened, by the way. Niji Sanji, Hololive, Cinder, the variety of drama tubers, Nux, Takahana, Adora Bunny, Bunny, what's her name now? She was a Bunny GIF before, I think it was her name. There are other ways to communicate. Okay, the thing when you do these things, whether you're sending an email to a corporation or to the management of a VTuber, you have to be respectful. Don't come off like you're psychotic. Right? That's pretty much that's what I was getting at. Don't come off like you're psychotic. Just be respectful, professionally respectful. You explain yourself. You explain why this really bothers you. I mean, most of the people that post shit on Twitter, Bunny AU, oh yeah, her. Those people that go on Twitter can't be fucking respectful. Just can't. They don't have it in them. They're not adult enough to do it. They see Twitter as to get attention. All right. For people to either like or dislike or get the reaction they want, that's the only reason they go to Twitter instead of posting, hey, if you're having problems with what this company did or what this VTuber did, this is their business email. Send them an email. Just be respectful. You don't see that fucking post on Twitter, do you? You see people going nuts, going crazy, and acting like a fucking insane person. Instead of this, there is an avenue for you to communicate respectfully about the problems you're having with someone's decision. You know, excuse me, gotta drink some coffee. And quite frankly, you could do this not with just in VTubers. There's multiple ways for you to communicate your dissatisfaction with what's going on, whether it be in the entertainment industry, with YouTube, Twitch. You can contact your senator if you don't like a current law or something that's going on. You can email the White House if you so choose to. They have an email address that you can use. What I'm saying is there are better venues, better ways to express yourself and be heard. I'm not saying anything's going to change. I'm just saying at least you did it the right way. Going to fucking Twitter is not the right way. It doesn't do shit. All right. The only thing you're doing on Twitter is trying to make yourself look good. People sometimes need to rant and rave, but I wonder like what avenues are available to deal with instead of ranting. There's an email. There's a business email for pretty much every. I got a business email. I got an email set up on my channel here. I'll show you because I got my personal email and a business email. All right, let me go to my channel. Yeah, I'm not self-promoting anything. Okay, you go to any channel here. Typically, you will find the more button, and you just hit email. There's my business email. You know, if you're not happy with something I said or something I did, you email that. You be professional and respectful. I will read it and respond to it. If you come in just like want to put me on blast, I'm like, fucking delete it and then block the email that came from there. But that's an email. There's an email to reach out to me and to send me a message or whatever. My DMs on Twitter are open. Don't expect me to respond fast on Twitter because sometimes Twitter's direct messages don't really work that well. But one time I got a direct message one day and it was like 2 weeks old. Not 2 years. I wouldn't be surprised if I get a direct message on Twitter that was 2 years old. But I got a direct message a year old. Not 2 weeks old. And it was like someone wanted to talk to me about something. I was like, I just got this. I didn't mean to ignore you. I just got it. Okay. I wasn't ignoring you. I just got it now. And it's actually someone I would like to talk to. But yeah, I have an email account. It's for business. If you wish to communicate with me, you can use that email. I was like, hey, I don't like you taking this. Okay, we can, if you want to talk about it, we can talk about it. I've had conversations with people in DMs and on Discord, but those conversations are more of a nature. I want to talk to you about what's going on in my life. Okay, no problem. I don't have a problem with that. Anybody can do that. Never had a problem with that. All right. I didn't mean to minimize that. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it was 2 weeks. I didn't get the email the direct message for 2 weeks. I was like, what the fuck's going on with Twitter, man? All right. It's like also the simple fact that this person could also contact me through Discord, and because we have sent message to each other on Discord, so you could have sent me a message through Discord. I would have probably seen that a lot faster than a DM on Twitter. But it is what it is. All that being said, okay, now people, well, at least the people who watch my channel, should be very aware of there is other avenues for you to let these companies, or if you really want to look at it, just these individuals know what your problem is, unless you're respectful about it. I mean, just be polite and don't sit there and do a Twitter post and an email because they're not gonna fucking take it seriously. All right, and if it's a legitimate concern, you want to be taken seriously. To me, one of the reasons why I also got angry, there was a way for you to communicate with Face Connect, but nobody wanted to do that. They all just want to keep on trying to put Face Connect on blast. And the thing is, Face Connect knows this just as well as everybody. You see a lot of posts about Face Connect anymore? No, like I said, by next Thursday, it's over with. Everybody would be going on about something else, and that kind of tells you people didn't really fucking care. You know, it's the only one I see constantly being brought up, which it mystifies me for some reason. It's like it's over with, leave it alone. It's the Cinder stuff, the Cinder situation. Every once in a while, I'll see that being brought up. I'm like, it's over with. Let it go. It's why I never get this mentality of bringing stuff up that's pretty much over with and chewing on it like an old bone. An old rotting bone. Wouldn't you rather just throw away and get a nice big juicy steak and chew on that for a little while? It seems to move on to something else. Okay, that's over with. It's done. There's not going to be any more new information. There's not going to be like all of a sudden this information comes out. Oh, this vindicates so-and-so. You're not going to see shit like that. You're not. It's just not going to happen. Nor are you going to see anything coming out. Oh, this vindicates Jelly or my viewpoints about the block game valid or whatever. Okay, actually, my viewpoints on the black game are valid because history is full of politics. History is politics. If you study history, world history, American history, Canadian history, name the fucking country, it's politics. All right, every conflict is basically politics. All right, I mean, one person don't like that ideology of that person. Well, if it just stayed at those two people, it wouldn't be in the history books. But one person has an army, another person has an army, then you have a war. That's in the history books. Right? Dwelling on stuff isn't healthy. Well, I agree with that statement to a certain extent. People dwell on things for one particular reason because they haven't learned a lesson yet. That's pretty much it. They don't understand what was the point of this. Why does this affect me so much? Sometimes I'm going to focus on the Cinder stuff for a minute. What was the lesson? What was the real lesson about the Cinder stuff? Communicate better. And if someone doesn't want to communicate with you, just move on. Just move on. Don't linger there. If someone doesn't want to talk to you, fine. Don't really need to talk to you anyway. I can talk to this person over here who's nice to me. Okay? That's what the Cinder stuff, the whole Cinder situation was about. Lack of communication or lack of understanding the communication. That's all it was. It was nothing more than that. I don't know how else to put it, really. It's so obvious. And the problem is people want a certain thing to happen. No, they want mass apologies and, this person's right, that person's wrong. You need to tear that person down. No, that's not going to fucking happen. At least not in the time frame you want it to happen. Okay, it's just not going to happen. And if it does, it's probably going to be years from now. I wouldn't expect it in the next couple of months, to be honest with you. It's people who have to learn things the hard way sometimes. You know, which is like 95% of humanity. It's very rare that people learn the lesson the first time. Sometimes it takes about 10 times for it to happen. Or they don't do the same thing and thank you, John, for being here. You can listen to me on your phone. But if you're going to church, don't do that, man. But have a good day. And this is me being my age. I had to learn a lot of things the hard way. I made the same mistake over and over again. And when I finally learned that lesson, I was able to move forward. You know? It's no marriage. Self-realization of what my part of the failure of my relationship with my ex-wife why it happened, and her part in it too. Okay, any relationship is 50-50. No one, if it's out of balance, it's doomed to fail. If it's out of balance, it's doomed to fail. Right? And that's not just marriage, just friendships, business relationships, and all that stuff. If it's out of balance, it's going to fail. And then you get go-go dogs, divorces, all this shit. Then you get anger. Okay. I had to let a lot of emotions out last Thursday. A lot of things have been building up. I was so sick of seeing fucking VTuber drama. Well, drama in general. Because to me, a lot of things that people harp on, it's very minor. It's not a big fucking deal. It isn't. Let's see what people are talking about. Let me see notifications. I see notifications. I gotta look. Okay, Cinder posted. She's streaming. That's the reason why no one's here with me. But like Sparky's like, this woman needs an ice pack. Okay, all right. We don't need that shit. Okay. People grow up. I mean, what I used to find funny when I was a teenager, I don't find funny anymore. I don't make the same jokes I used to make when I was 20 years old. Your believe it or not, your sense of humor changes over time. I mean, granted, I could still watch Boys in Saddles and laugh my ass off because it's not just the fact that that movie's fucking hilarious, but it's the nostalgia. I remember watching it with my dad and how we used to laugh together watching this, and he had to explain a few jokes to me. But no, people's humor changes all the time. I mean, you learn the hard way. Most of them were fake. No, it's just people grow apart. Their perspective of the world changes. I kind of like to hope that we are gonna Lubito, GVP, and I will be friends for a long time. But I also accept the fact that I'm 57. I'm going to be 58 this year, and I'm the oldest person in the group. And they may not. They may not want to hang out with some my age. I just don't. I'm not saying they say that, by the way. But they may like, hey, I mean, that's the reason why I haven't been really pushing a collab with them. No, we've done collabs for 3 straight months. And I want to give them a break. I mean, if they want to collab with me, I'm more than happy to collab with them, man. I mean, if they just want to sit and be on stream and chat with me, I'm fine with that. But, um, eh, I'll like my own posts. I have no shame. But if it's like if I scroll through my timeline, like right now, it's pretty fucking tame. Okay, and this will ramp up over the day. But it'll get talking about this person, that person. Womp womp, here y'all are since he pushed out. I don't know who this person is. Yeah, he did. He killed somebody. Once again, the stupidest way to change people's minds is use a bullet. That's the dumbest way to change people's minds. It's like people talking about this. I was like, it's you see how it gets. Now, granted, I could with Nitro here, I can stop following, and I'll see less of these. But no, he's not really doing anything wrong. Okay, he's very political, which is fine. And it's everybody wants to make everything political, and if someone's just honest, they don't know about politics, they're not interested in politics. You kind of like gotta respect the fact at least they're fucking honest. Some people just don't fucking care. Just they see how it makes everybody miserable, and it's like, I don't want no part of that. So I don't blame Emma. In fact, I agree with her. Why you listen to a streamer about politics? Okay, I'll say this. I've always felt this way. Hey, clankers, have a good Sunday, Grumps. I'm trying. I'm working on it. But I mean, all this shit here is nonsense. You got this person here. I don't know who it is. I actually got. He's just being a tough guy on Twitter. That's it. He's just trying to elicit a reaction. That's all. I'll be honest. Half the time when I see posts like this, I was like, do they actually really feel that way? I mean, do you actually feel that way, or are you just doing it to get attention? And they're trying to elicit a certain negative response. They don't really care about people agree with them. They want people. I really don't want to fucking see that, by the way. I'm interested in that. They really want the people who disagree with them to go nuts, go crazy. And it's like, okay. Now, after you see the same person saying the same typical shit over and over again, they're not getting the response they want. So, why respond to them? I'm very selective about why I respond. Most of the time, I do repost of Saba art, Doobie art, when a streamer support a VTuber I like or whatever. That's what I typically do. I do have a few long posts out there, especially when I was covering Cinder and what was it about Vex. I think this is like the really long post, especially when I was covering the Cinder stuff. I was making a lot of long posts on Twitter. I stopped doing that. I think like if you go to the beginning of my Twitter feed, You'll see several long posts where I was trying to get attention of YouTube to get Nux to change things on his channel that I found disturbing, and the reporting system sucks. They don't take it seriously, and I was trying to get YouTube sponsors involved, but and was asking people to repost this. This was back when I had like 25 followers on Twitter. I had maybe 10 subscribers on my channel, but I stopped doing that because I realized I was looking like a fucking moron. So I just stopped. All right. It's like, nobody fucking cares. And I also realized what it was making me look like. I was looking like I was trying to gain attention by using Nux. I was like, okay, I need to put that to bed and grow my channel. All right. The worst thing with people like Tectone, people like Nux, people like Hassan for that matter, or Asmongold. All right. Not necessarily Asmongold and Hassan, but Tectone and Nux and Burnt Peanut, all them. The worst thing you can do is become more successful than they are. Right? That's the worst thing you can do to them. Because it makes them feel inadequate. Like why is this guy more popular than me? I'm far more talented than that person. Which in turn, they'll go to fucking Twitter and make a rage bait post directed at that person or rage bait video, and if they get the response they want, so be it. But a mature person will see that and go, okay, whatever, and just move on. It's like they just laugh at it. It's like, you're not gonna get a response out of me, man. You're not. Do you didn't care about when I had? Well, I got 178 subscribers now. Thank you so much. Appreciate. I'm kind of surprised my sub count didn't go down after all the shit I've been saying for the last week. But thank you. They don't care about me. I'm insignificant to them. All right, that's the truth. People say that numbers don't matter. They matter to other creators. Now, if I had 17 million subscribers and said stuff about Tectone, about Asmongold, about Nux, they would fucking pay attention. Because 17 million subscriber channel, calling out on how wrong your opinions are or things you have left on your channel that are very offensive, they notice. Okay. They would notice. There'll be an immediate response. Now, there's been responses from channel that have like anywhere from 50 to 100,000 subscribers, and it's more along the lines of point and laugh at this guy, and to make that guy keep on making videos about him, so they stay relevant. All right. It would be very easy this Monday to do, let's talk about Tectone again. I'm not going to. I don't know why. Because I pretty much said everything I wanted to say. There's no point of me dedicating a stream to it. There isn't. I said everything I wanted to say. That's how I feel about a lot of things. Once I said everything I wanted to say, I'm done. I'm not going to keep bringing it up. Except occasionally Nux, because I kind of like poking that bear a little bit. But if Tectone says something or anything about VTubing, yeah, I'll watch it, see what he says, and if he says something that's blatantly wrong or that he doesn't have any knowledge of, I will do a stream about it. But I'm not going to go over his protection order and all that shit all for the next 4 weeks. It's like, why? Why? Other than the fact it will get me fucking views and subscribers. But there's nothing more I can add to it. So I'm not going to just stay on the train of what's going to get me views and subscribers the easy way. I'm kind of blatantly doing it the hard way. No, I'm not. And don't do drama all the fucking time, you know? I mean, this, you can say this is about drama, but it's my own drama that I not necessarily get in front of. This bring me saying the shit I said on Thursday. I don't fucking regret any of it, and I'm never going to apologize for it. No, that's pretty much it. I will say this: the method I used, yeah, it could have been better. I shouldn't have blown up the way I did. I don't regret blowing up because I had to get that out of me, and because it was really, really bothering me. And once I got it out, I calmed down. I brought someone onto my stream to help me even calm down more, get me back into a good mental state, which I recommend to anybody. If you need to get into a good mental state, you just want to be able to talk, just talk to somebody, anybody, immediately to get you thinking clearly again. And that way you can be able to move on from it, really. And that's why I did. I know what works for me. And I reached out to a few people, and the person that came on, I don't know if he wants me to promote it, but if you want to know, you can go watch the VOD. He put me on even kill again and kind of just calm down. Don't let the shit get to you, buddy. You know, it's just, but I think everybody should do that, really. If there's people you trust or people you just like to talk to, who you believe is not going to use it against you, no, sit down and talk to them. And that's kind of, I mean, I will talk to anybody, really. If I'm having a bad day, I'll say, come onto my stream, because I don't want to hide it. That's the thing. Because the option was there, and I thought about just ending the fucking stream. But I didn't want to end it on that, my outburst. I wanted to have a resolution to it. And I want everybody to see it. Okay. And also I want everybody to know I was okay. Okay, because people, believe it or not, people actually worry about me. Don't know why. I don't think I'm likable. But apparently there are people who actually like me. At least 178 of you like me, or at least like my content. Okay, but no, and I'm joking, by the way. Hopefully people understand. I mean, a little humor at my own expense, okay? But I want to understand that, you know, the Bible says anger is wrong. I don't believe that. I think anger, any emotion you have, how you use that emotion and what way you express that emotion, that's what's right or wrong. It's not wrong for you to be angry. It's not wrong for you to be upset. It's not wrong for you to be sad. Because if that's what you're feeling, you have a reason to feel that way. But how you direct that emotion, well, that's what defines you. Okay. Me and I have a bad temper, by the way. I know it's like, it's not obvious. It's he yells and screams. That's the self-learning one. Before I learned to control it, it was fucking bad. I wasn't punching people. I was punching walls and all that stuff. I was hurting myself. That's what I was doing. I was doing stuff to hurt myself and blaming on that person or that person or that person. In fact, it was my fault. Okay, because I wasn't directing my anger correctly. Instead of why did I get angry? Was it actually about this, or was it something else? Most of the time, it was something else. Okay, and most of the times because I felt disrespected. By the way, a lot of it was that. And I think most people get angry when they feel that they're being disrespected. Okay. And that you can put a lot of things into being disrespected, being lied to. Okay. Just tell me the fucking truth. I'm a big boy. I've been around for a little while. You can tell me the truth, and I'll be to be 100% honest. 9 times out of 10, it's not gonna bother me. Hey, I don't like you talking about this person. You're really pissing me off. Okay, why? I've talked about this before. Why is this making you mad? This is nothing new. Well, because of this, because you're not saying what I want you to say. Well, that's not gonna fucking happen. Sometimes it's just not gonna fucking happen. I mean, there's people who wanted me to put Phase Connect on blast, but I tend to know when a company does something, it's like, what's the actual reason why they're doing it? I mean, was it a poorly worded statement? Yes. Okay, I'm not denying that. Right? Did it make Jelly look bad? You could twist it that way. Yeah, I could see that. Did it help Phase Connect or hurt Phase Connect? Both. It helped them with their sponsors. To be honest with you, that's why I believe it was a business decision. It wasn't. Everybody thinks like these VTubing companies are evil. They're just trying to survive. Okay. The world's financial situation has gotten worse. The super chats aren't coming in like they used to. The sponsors aren't coming in like they used to. I mean, for a long time, VTubers were getting sponsors left and right, left and right, left. If you notice, there's not been that many sponsor streams by VTubers, major sponsors. Okay, there hasn't, unless they have a very well established name. I mean, think about. I mean, a little bit over a year ago, everybody was getting asked to do sponsorship for Raid Shadow Legends. Have you seen any of those recently? Or like frozen meals, healthy meals delivered to your house. I won't say anything about honey because that's a whole different story. But you're not seeing sponsorships the way you used to, sponsor streams like you used to. I mean, every once in a while, I'm not talking about large VTubers or even large content creators for that matter. Even your 100 to between 100 and a million subscribers, you're not seeing too many sponsorships in there. Every once in a while, you know, there's sponsor a product, wants them to talk about them. Like Ridge Wallet was a big one for a while. They kind of went for the mid-tier group. But you didn't see really large content creators talk about Ridge Wallet that much. But I mean, I think the most popular method now is to have a product associated with a content creator, like Gamer Subs and Advanced GG have sponsorships with content creators that go on for monthly, get a code, and they put in their description, and they close out their streams with say, "Hey, by the way, if you go there and order stuff, use my code to get a discount." Okay, I mean that's fine. I mean you see that, and they get paid on a monthly basis to do that to various sums. Okay, that's one way you can support a content creator you like, plus also get a product that you may actually enjoy for an extended period of time. Okay, then we have like this content creator gets in trouble, everybody goes after the sponsors. So it's like, thank you, Ethan Klein. just say. Okay, if you want to know why, that just look it up. Ethan Klein attacks sponsors, and you'll get the story. I'm not going to go over it, but I'm kind of like going, okay, we can't have civil discussion, but we're going to go after a sponsor so we can take someone's income away. I never agree with that. it doesn't matter if I like the content creator or not. I was like, I'm not gonna take their livelihood away, man. No, I don't approve of that. That's why I don't approve of people's channels being deleted. Okay, it's like, no, I understand terms of service, but I don't think that it should be a community strike. Is instant deletion, by the way, and you have to fight to prove that you didn't actually break the. It's like if I watch one of these shorts here, and they say something, do something in these shorts, and they're much larger. Like this one has 5 million views. I was like, this one has 37 million views. This short won't be taken down. My channel will be taken down because of their short. And I was like, I didn't say it or do it. Why is my channel being? It's because that made a lot of money. That's why. It's like the stuff Hassan has done on stream. If it was a smaller person streaming on Twitch, they would have been banned. But Hassan makes money for Twitch. That's why he doesn't get banned. And you can toss politics in there if you want, but there's a reason why he only gets like a 3-day ban, or compared to someone who did the exact same thing, get like a 7-day or 30-day ban, but whatever. Being banned on Twitch is not a big fucking deal anymore because they can stream on YouTube, they can stream on Kick, and they're like, okay, moving on. Maybe I'll go back to streaming on Twitch. Maybe I won't, because fuck you all. Because platforms, in my opinion, are losing their power because there's so many platforms out there. I mean, if you can't stream certain content on Twitch, but you can on Kick, guess what? You go stream on Kick. And it's not worth getting upset about, all right? When you have other avenues to express yourself, you don't, and basically a platform is trying to elicit an emotional response for you. If you have another venue to stream to, you're like, okay, fuck off. I'm going to stream over here and not lose my income. That's why I said, no, banning people or suspending people is not really that effective. Because from what I understand, I don't know if this is 100% true. Your income, the income you make, you don't get it like that week or that month. You get it 30 days or 30 to 60 days later. So that company still has the money. It's like, oh, by the way, we're finding you $5,000 because you broke terms of service or you got a community strike. And that's your fine. If you start taking people's money because they broke the rules, people will stop breaking the fucking rules. I mean, if you terminate their channel, they're like, okay, I can go stream my Kick, or I can go stream on YouTube, or I can go stream on Twitch. But if you take someone's money, they'll be like, whoa, where did you get that from? We changed terms of service. We reestablish fines now. Instead of, no, wagging our finger, don't do it again. We'll take your fucking money. Not all of it, but a fine. Reasonable amounts for whatever infraction there is. That's eliciting a response to correct behavior. Okay, as compared to what you typically find on Twitter, this is most of the time these inflammatory posts here is to get everybody angry and rah, yeah, you're right, yeah, no, you're wrong, it's all that. That's all it is. It's not really about making a change. It's about either keep the hate going or keep the argument going, all that stuff. That's all it is. That's all it is. It isn't about making an actual change. Because if it was, there would be a link someone would be like, hey, this is, if you have a problem with this company, here's the email, send them an email, be polite and professional about it, and tell them the reason why you have an issue with this stance that they support. And that's a far more effective way to create change than it is fucking this. I like to use the Me Too movement. Me Too movement started with good intentions, but I got perverted about things where people falsely get accused about doing certain things, and it's all just no. Who can I piss off today? It is not about making a change. It isn't. It's about who I can piss off today. That's all it is. Because like the Me Too movement, it gets perverted, twisted, and all this stuff. Me Too started about basically not Harvey Weinstein. Okay, so I'm talking about Harvey Weinstein, and you saw the result of that. And then all of a sudden, everybody came out saying all these horrible things, and people were being canceled left and right. Then the truth comes out that they didn't actually happen, and but people have lost their careers. Some people are never going to be hired. Actor, musician, whatever, is never going to be looked at the same, because people are going to believe the misinformation that first came out, even if you can show them all the evidence, physical evidence, DNA, all that stuff. You go just push it in their face. No, they said this. This is the truth. I mean, the best example I could give you is the Iron Mouse having a baby. I use math to disprove it. Because if she did, ew, at 9? No, when you use numbers, numbers don't fucking lie. Especially if you show the math and how you get to that result. Right downstream, it's like, how? Don't make any fucking sense. You notice that person whose post I used has never brought that up again. Because I put it in their post, in the response, and because if I don't think it's right, I'm gonna use logic, math, and all that stuff to yeah, I can get to see that. Oh, by the way, my channel has 3 steps. There's 3 steps to get access to it. I know there's the 2-step process, but there's one more. There's one more, and I personally leave it that way. And it'd be very rare that someone beyond other than me is going to have access to my channel. Okay. It's going to be very rare. But I'm going to wrap this little discussion up now. I'm going to move on to something else. If you having these emotions, regardless if you think there's a positive or a negative emotion, most people see anger as a negative emotion. People see love as a positive. Some people see love as a negative emotion, by the way. One, especially with anger, if you get angry and there's no real reason behind it, and you just react to it, usually you make things worse for yourself. You make things worse for yourself. It takes a lot out of you. Your energy level just drops. And you end up hurting yourself more than who you're trying to help. Okay, when I had my blow up on Thursday, I said a lot of things that were true. History is politics. If you look at history, why most of the major conflicts have happened, when you scrape away all the rhetoric, it's politics. And to say you can't put something out to educate children about a history lesson and say it's political, you got to look at it and go, no shit. It's history. It is politics. Right? You can go back to Roman times, politics. So to say, don't put out this educational material in your game because it has politics in it, and it's actually based on history, you kind of have to look at that person going, no shit. You ever read a history book before? About being disrespectful to me, what I meant by that is if I say stop, then stop. Okay? It's like, I'll talk about it later. I'm not going to talk about it right now. Stop bringing it up in my chat. If I say I'm going to talk about it later, that's a pretty good indication. I will talk about it later. If I say I'm not going to talk about it, well, guess what? Don't bring it up again because I'm not going to talk about it. That's showing respect to me. All right. You may feel strongly about something and you want my opinion on it, and I don't feel strongly about it, I'll probably say I'm not going to talk about it. You know, the best example I can give is people bringing up Shadow's statement back at the beginning of the year. I was like, there's nothing new. And I was like, I was very angry. Not very angry. I was upset. I was like, she better say something that puts her on the level of Hitler. She didn't. She did. She doubled down. But whatever. I was like, why does everybody get angry? Did you really not expect her to do something different? I mean, come on. Don't be naive. You know? No, that's the way I looked at it. It's like, stop being naive about this shit. You know, you're not going to get what you want. You know, it's they don't haven't reached self-realization yet about the things they've done wrong, or not necessarily done wrong. How they aired their grievances, which should have been private, not public. You know. Coffee ground. Ah, I hate that. I hate when you like drink a cup of coffee and you got coffee. You got one coffee ground in there. Of course, that's the one that you happen to get in your mouth, on your tongue. And go, ah. But if you do get angry, you do get upset, you find the productive way to express your feelings. Last thing you should do is go to Twitter. I mean, if there's a business email that you can email and express yourself respectfully about your concerns, that's the better way. And if I would to make a recommendation what you should post on Twitter and say, hey, if you feel strongly about this the same way I do, here's the business email that you can send to the company or the business email for the VTuber and express your feelings in a respectful way. That will have far more impact than Twitter, because a lot of VTubers kind of just look at people being mad at them and go, black. Right? But if they get like, I don't know, would be a good number. If it's like a smaller content creator and you get like 100 emails, and they'll look at it, and they may do a stream and talk about it. Well, I said this because this is the way I feel, and this is the reason why I felt that way. All right? If you don't agree with me, okay, that's kind of a you problem at that point. I feel the way I feel, and this is my justification. You don't have to like my justification, but if you want to continue on down this road, that's you going without me talking about this stuff. And then you're just shouting in the forest. Now, if it's like sponsorship of a product that you're kind of like, there's a reputation about that product, and maybe the person didn't know, which is quite possible. Yeah, it's like out of concern of their reputation. You say, hey, do you know, hey, about this sponsorship? Do you know they've been known to do this, and this? Are you aware of that? It means like with honey. Imagine everybody who got a sponsorship with honey also got an email from a bunch of people saying, hey, do you know they're doing this? You know, they'll go, whoa. All right. Not going to fuck off. The next stream is like, oh, honey, go fuck yourself. Just saying. You know, but no, there's avenues for you to express your anger in a healthy way, in a positive way, to help people. Contacting, using business emails and being respectful in that business email, that's the best way. That's the best way. Not going on Twitter and acting like a spaz or with a spurging out. Okay. And not really having any effective change going on. Twitter has never really made any long-lasting changes in the way people live. If you think about it. Certain movements have happened. The Me Too movement, but you see where that ended up at. This YouTube, sorry, not VTubers. YouTube has had multiple movements, Gamergate, Commasgate. Right now we're going through the bot gate type shit. I don't know what to call it. But they always start on noble stuff. Like with Gamergate, was about gaming journalism, and it turned into something ugly. Comicsgate was basically about a decline in quality storytelling. There was a little politics involved in that one. And the bot thing is, like, a lot of people are very upset that content creators are using bots to promote them, to make themselves seem a lot more successful than they are. Listen, I know I brought Burnt Peanut up. I don't know if he's botting. There's certain things that kind of make you tilt your head at, but without actual proof that he's botting, I'm not going to say he's botting. Okay. I do think the people going after him, he kind of brought it on himself. Really? No, if you choose to be negative and like purposely go after a community, and they can twist it on you and come back at you and get you upset, which he did, by the way. You get what you get what you give out, dude. I'm not saying you're botting or anything, but don't be surprised when people see something and they kind of look at it and go, that looks odd, and they come after you, come out and say, this, he's doing this, and because the way you present yourself to that community, you get what you give. It's simple as that. If you attack a community, they're going to eventually attack back, and they're going to wait until they can find something to use against you, and they know it makes you upset. Just saying. As simple as that. Right. Hopefully I made myself clear about the outburst on Thursday. The reason why I had it. How I feel to do actual effective voicing of your feelings to whoever. how little Twitter actually is involved in making change. Most of the time, when companies react the way Face Connect did, because this is not the first time a company has done this, it's a knee jerk reaction, and they go, "Oh shit, oh shit." It's kind of like, eh. All right, it works once. It probably won't ever work again because they got backlash for their for their statement. They're like, "Fuck this! We can't win no matter what we do." So, it's, a real testament is like if there's enough people that feel that way and they send emails to a company, and if it's a large enough number and if they are not acting insane in their communications, they will listen and they will address it. You know, so that's a better avenue for y'all. It is. It's a lot better avenue. Uh, I'll use a better example. The one that I got when all the graduations happened at Hololive. I did send an email and said, "Why is every talent graduating saying problems with management and direction of the company? What have you done to make all these talent leave? It's very odd. You need," so we would, as a fan of Hololive, we would appreciate an explanation. That's kind of how I worded it. I didn't attack Hololive. I was kind of like, as a fan of Hololive for the last, I think it was at that time, like 4 years, it'd be kind of nice to understand what's going on. Why is all these talents actually leaving, and why are they all saying it's direction of the company and problems with management? And no, I never got a response to that, by the way. Which is probably the reason why I don't get a response from them about using talent's music. But it wasn't because I worded it wrong. It's a Japanese company. They don't really like being criticized. If you criticize a Japanese company, they have a tendency to go, "We're not going to listen to." But if I was like 1 in 10 million, they probably would respond and make a statement coming out. I think they eventually did, but I don't remember. I don't remember if Hololive made a statement coming out after all these graduations. I think they kind of did with when Kanata left. They said Yago came out and said they're going to make adjustments in management. I don't know why it took so long, but it's a lot of things like that. But I think Kanata was like one of our most beloved VTubers, and especially on the Japanese side, I think they were more concerned about the Japanese audience than they are about the Western audience. And when a lot of Japanese audience went to Hololive, so what the hell's going on? We actually like this person. And they'll actually email the company going, why? This doesn't make sense. Why is all this happening? And they respond to their audience. And most Japanese companies put out product for Japanese people. They don't really worry about the West too much because they think that we'll consume anything that comes out. And then it's like their product is not really made for the West unless they literally have an English division. So like with Cover Corp, you have to email the English branch of Cover Corp, because then they'll go to the Japanese branch and say, "We got 5 million emails about this. We're losing money." And as soon as a company starts losing money, which no, Niji Sanji and Hololive, when a major talent or a major controversy happens, their stock went, and they realize that maybe they're not doing something right. But that's also a fact. I mean, loss of confidence. Their stockholders lost confidence because they saw the reaction, and they wanted to make sure they're going to make money. If not, they're just going to sell the stock and go get out before it gets any worse. or I have to pay to get out. You know? But like I said, there's a way to express your anger in a positive way. You have to be respectful and you have to be sincere. Don't go in there with both barrel blazing and going, "You son of a bitches." It won't fucking work. And if there's enough people who do that, be respectful and be sincere, companies are going to listen. Because at the end of the day, what's the main thing a company wants to do? Make money. If they see I'm just using this number, I don't know how many emails, it's 5 million emails, they're going to go, ooh, ooh. Even 500,000 emails, they'll go, ooh. Okay, we got to do something here because it's getting bad now. No, I'm not saying that your emailing is going to bring change or make a difference, but at least you did it the right way. Not on Twitter. At least you did it the right way. I mean, you can email the president. You can email your representative. You can email your senator. You can email your city council if you wanted to. Because that's taking action. If you want to do a protest, do a peaceful protest, because that has a tendency to bring more of a lasting change than throwing bricks at somebody. All that does is draw a line in the sand, and they're like, "Okay, motherfucker, come on." You know. So if you see a controversy with a VTuber, and you don't think it's right on either side, you don't like what the VTuber did, or you don't like how people are attacking that VTuber, the best thing to do, really, is to contact the company or the VTuber if they have a business email and say, "We support you. Don't let these people get to you." I know I see those comments in threads, but the emails put things more on a personal level because you took the time to find the email, to reach out to them or reach out to the company and said, "Don't let these people do this. Please, we love her," all that stuff, or love him. We love the content. We're not upset. We're actually the fans. That's far more effective than sitting there trying to get into beef with people on Twitter. Because that helps the company to understand where they need to take a stand. If they just see a whole bunch of fucking morons on Twitter, because companies do, I know it's stupid. Companies look at Twitter. I'm like, why the fuck you realize how stupid some of these people are? But it's how you can get the message out the most effective way. Social media is not that effective anymore. It isn't. Like I said, it's not 2024 anymore. Social media is not that effective anymore. I'd be like, someone's getting canceled on Blue Sky. What? It's the last time it happened was 2 minutes ago. Okay. That's why people don't take Blue Sky seriously. Or Social Truth or Truth or whatever trumps social media. It's like, oh, they're going after durables on Social Truth. Well, it's only been 15 seconds. I'm not surprised. Okay. Or someone's trying to get canceled. Someone's getting canceled on Twitter. Oh, what? Oh, it's Monday. It's about time for a Monday cancel. Try to get someone canceled. You know? So, no. Express yourself correctly if you want to actually make a change. Don't try to be a pretend badass on Twitter or social media in general. If you want to do something, find the company email, send an email, be respectful, be sincere, and that most likely is going to have a more effective method than social media. Because no, if you look at some of these posts on Twitter, okay, let me find something. Okay, let me just do this since it's like the most recent thing. I'm sure another one's going to come up. Actually, go here. I think this would be more like, yeah. See, you'll notice it's the same people who typically respond to this stuff. It's the same message every single time. And I'll be honest with you, all this would have been a lot more effective if they would, contact the company directly and give well thought up reason and be sincere in your messages. And because if you're sincere, then you're being a a fan of that content creator. They'll believe it more than if you sit there and like. Let me go back up here. And I don't mean to call this person out, but hey, this is a typical response that she posted. This is atypical. It's like it doesn't really do anything other than the fact that may get eventually her responses muted or blocked, which I wouldn't be surprised if it's already happened. I'm sure she just doesn't fucking care. But this right here does nothing. Does nothing. It's like, oh, she called us retards. We're gonna do a 360 on this stuff. No, it does nothing. It does nothing. All these rage baiting posts does nothing. Now, if every single one of these people who make comments on here sent a respectful and sincere email to the company explaining why you didn't like this and all this stuff, that would have been far more effective than this shit, by the way. And also, it shows how to do things the right way. Okay, I'll be honest. With 4,000 response, if they gotten 4,000 emails in a day because of the statement and how you perceive that statement, and you explain how you perceive that statement, it would have been far more effective than all this shit down here. It'd been far more effective. But no, we gotta be a badass on Twitter. No. By the way, I do like Powder, but he's wrong. Because by Tuesday it'll be something else. To be honest with you, be something else. It would. It would be something else. Because everybody has to be angry about something. People grow apart. What's the big fucking deal? I mean, it's like this. Why is this anything if they both are separate, both end their relationship and still friends? From what I understand so far, what's been seen, they are. And no one has really put anything out there saying this person did this and this person did that. It's fine. This is why most, and be honest, we'd be sitting there, should be going there. Okay, this is how to end a relationship healthy. Okay, but we're not going to see that. We're not going to see that. What's this? Mm. Uh, um, I really don't know. I don't know why. I guess it's because of the computer. I guess. No, I guess it's the computer. No. I don't think she's the one that's graduating, is she? I mean, Cleo. I just. I don't think she's the one that's graduating. I think it's somebody else. But anyway, I saw it there, so I know she was with Face Connect. So I just. Am I following her, by the way? Pretty sure I'm following her. Yep. We're gonna go ahead and follow her. Yeah, and like I said, there's a far more effective way than this. Far more effective. This is just no. This is the look at me place. I mean, I'm not saying anything that I don't do myself. This is the look at me place. This is the look at me place. And promote the ones that you like or silly memes. But that's all this is the look at me place. This isn't a place to make actual change. It's never been that. And by the way, if you haven't done so, follow me at Stansoff on Twitter. So you can see this. I will be playing Cyberpunk later. Probably this afternoon. Hopefully the frame rates won't be like shit like they were last Sunday. But yeah, Cyberpunk will be later today. I've been up since 4 o'clock. Just so you know, what did I do this weekend? One, I pretty much stayed off of Twitter. I edited my video. I have shut down comments on all Phase Connect stuff until I feel everything is settled down. Then I'll reopen comments, except for last Thursday's Feel Good stream. It's not that I'm afraid of backlash. I don't feel like that's. I just don't want to fucking deal with it. Be honest with you. If you had a problem with something I said, email me. Okay. All right. Or send me a DM on Twitter. My DMs on Twitter are wide open, by the way. And trust me, I got plenty of fucking bots. They're wide open. I mean, if you don't like something I said, I said during that stream, if you really don't like the things I do, don't subscribe. And if you are a subscriber, unsubscribe. Because I'm not going to change. I regret that you unsubscribed, but I'm not going to change. All right? I'm too old. I say what I want when I want. Okay. I had an interesting discussion with a person last Thursday. I don't play a character. This is me. This is who I am. This has always been who I am. Okay. I don't have a problem telling somebody they're a fucking idiot. I don't. Nor do I have a problem saying they inspire me. On both sides of the coin. Because I'm not saying I'm never going to say I'm the most honest YouTuber on the platform. I'll never fucking say that because that's goddamn dumb. I'm not going to reveal everything about my personal life. You have zero right to know about it. Okay, and if someone does, guess what? I'll fucking sue them for doxing me. No, I'm not. People begin to think I like to say the word sue all the time. No, I'm just being truthful. What the ramifications are, because once again, I got nothing better to do. I'm old. I got plenty of fucking time to sue people. And, but yeah, let's just wrap this up. If you made it this far, thank you so much. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you get the community post about when I'm going to stream. Like later, when I'm about to stream Cyberpunk, you be notified on time. Whatever I'm trying to fucking say there. But also follow me at Stan Stuff on Twitter, what you see in the thumbnail there. That way, you know, if you follow me there, you'll get the you get the posts about when I'm streaming, and you can go to my profile and see my schedule. Morning chats will not ever be scheduled. It's more based on if I have something that I actually want to get off my chest, and or just want to yap or play a game. That's what the morning chats are, and that's like day by day type thing. It's not going to be a daily thing. At least I don't think so. And if it does, I'll put it on the schedule. But that means I'll be committed to do 2 streams a day. I'm not there yet. I mean, I can sit here and load up Cyberpunk right now and play it, but I just like to keep these things separated for a while. That may change in the future, but hey, we'll see. Once again, just be good to each other. And until Cyberpunk later today, I'll see you then, okay? Bye.